Welcome to Daily Tax Minute. This is Tony Novak here to share a few points on how to stay out of tax trouble. Today's topic is mental health issues. And of course, we're talking about taxes and mental health issues. And the underlying issue here is that everybody has to pay taxes and file tax returns if they're obligated to do so. And there is no exception for people who are in poor health, whether physical or mental. And what prompted this episode today is other preparers' communications that they are struggling with clients that have mental health issues. And so my first point is that what I notice is that larger firms that have a specific set, disciplined, effective procedure may be totally inappropriate or totally ineffective with a person with mental health issues that needs to have every communication personally molded and every procedure changed or modified to get to the end result, which is to be in tax compliance. So that's one thing. I just not every preparer can be, should be, or wants to be doing tax returns for people with mental health issues. Yet I've noticed that a phenomenal growth in these types of cases, particularly with people in my age group and older. And it just seems to be an unfortunate accelerating pattern. So let's break this down. What I notice is that there are four main risks that make tax filing and payment, the whole process, difficult and risky for both the taxpayer who is suffering and the preparer who's trying to help them. And one is just plain comprehension. What is required. Literally, sometimes, unfortunately, even what is taxes and why do I even care? Why do I even bother with that? Especially perhaps going through much more serious physical and other health issues. So the first thing is just comprehension and putting it into perspective, the fact that it is something we still have to deal with in addition to all of other life challenges. The second is paranoia. Unfortunately, many of the most common mental health issues are accompanied by paranoia. That is, everybody's trying to rip me off. I don't trust my family, my spouse, my wife, my children. It's a sad thing to see. And of course, that makes it very risky for someone that is trying to help, creates additional tension. And the third thing I notice is focus. So just the ability to stay in a conversation, to do what you say you're going to do. A lot of times I'll talk with someone and say, listen, as soon as we hang up, text me your email address. And that just doesn't even happen. So just little things like that. So the ADD factor is a huge deterrent in being able to file and pay and stay compliant with taxes. And the last thing is memory. Just mental health issues, often, particularly old age issues, come with memory issues, and so the risk is there that I paid that. No, you didn't. I told you this. No, you didn't. Those types of things. So it always makes sense to try to document as much as possible. So to wrap this up, I would say there are two things that I rely on extensively to be able to help people with mental health issues stay tax compliant. One is, just alluded to before, document everything. Lay out a logical plan, step by step, who's doing what, when, and how. Document it all in writing. Get agreement, both verbal and in writing. I'll often just ask someone to respond to an email and type agreed, that type of thing. So that's one. And the other thing is just communications. in my case, my rule is this person has a noticeable mental health issue. I will not deal with them if they are the only person involved. There can't be just the two of us. There has to be a third person involved in the conversation, whether that's a relative, a child, a parent, a spouse. In some cases, a court-appointed power of attorney, that is very rare in my experience. We just don't have enough of that going on in our society. So it has to be somebody. And I mentioned this episode is prompted by some real-life cases. In one case, a person, the third person involved is their attorney, because they don't appear to have any living relatives, but there is a legal issue. So I will communicate with the attorney as a third person involved. So would love to hear your thoughts or additions to this conversation. Feedback, I'm easy to reach on social media, or you can reach me one-on-one at taxproblems.cpa. I'll be back tomorrow with another tax